The Invitation is the newest horror movie that is out on the big screen for you guys to go and check out. In this movie, we follow Evie, who takes a DNA test to find out if she has any extended family that she can meet, as her mum and dad have passed. And she finds out that she does. They're from England. And when she gets the opportunity to go over and meet them all and join the wedding of the century, she takes that opportunity. But when she gets there, she starts to discover that things aren't what they're meant to be, or what they seem to be. Now I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on The Invitation. Let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of The Invitation? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and let's get into this review right now of The Invitation. Okay, so The Invitation, the newest vampire horror movie that is out right now. Look, the trailers actually had me very intrigued. I was very intrigued. I'm like, yo, you got vampires? You got a horror movie. What's not to want to love about that type of movie? I've seen vampire action. I've seen vampire drama. I want vampire horror. I mean, there's just something about a vampire that just has that horror element where they can be in the dark and everything like that. You can really create tension. You can really create anxiety, on the edge of your seat stuff. That's what I was hoping for in this movie. And look, the easiest way I can explain this movie is it's basically Ready or Not meets vampires. That's what it very similar, like very, very close to. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly like Ready or Not, but it takes very much the same elements of that and applies it here with vampires and puts a twist on it. Which I don't mind. I don't mind that. My only real big issue with that is I felt like it's not as tight and pacing wise to match up with a Ready or Not. Ready or Not is very, very tight, quick pace, just boom, 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 everything, boom, done. This one drags out a little bit. So the pacing for me is a bit of an issue in this film. I feel like it took forever to get it. And then when you get to the final act, it kind of just goes bam, 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 done. And you're kind of like sitting there like, I don't know if that ending is satisfying enough for me. I personally wasn't the biggest fan of how it ended. I felt like the build-up stuff was good. There's the middle third is probably the strongest part of this movie, and I dug it because there's a lot of stuff in there that I really, really enjoyed and had me on the edge of my seat. But then when you get to the final act, it kind of felt like I was watching a vampire action movie rather than a horror movie, which is a bit of a shame for me because I was really digging those vibes. It really went underworldy on me. And I didn't want it to do that. That was one of my big fears going to this, was turning it into like an underworld sort of thing. And that final act feels like that. It feels like that. It feels like a Van Helsing sort of thing. And I'm kind of like, damn it. You dropped the ball on that one. I'm sorry. You've dropped the ball on that. Look, but I don't think this is a terrible movie. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's actually a decent movie. It's one that I'll probably rewatch again. And my favorite parts of this movie is that middle act, because I feel like when they did go down the horror route and give us these horror elements with these vampires, it's creepy. It's spine-chilling. You're on the edge of your seat. You are just don't know what's going to happen, what's going to pop up. And there's this one really creepy scene in the library that was just, oh my word, like it had me, absolutely had me. And then after that, when you're moving on from each scene, you're starting to, when things start to happen and you're starting to see the lights go down, things in the bed and everything like that, you're on the edge of your seat because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when this thing's going to pop up, so you're already anxious, like, oh my god, scary vampire's going to come again and he's going to scare the shit out of me. Oh no. And then when you get to the final act, it just disappears. Like, that all disappears, and I'm kind of like, damn it, man. I was really, really, really hoping that you were going to continue this horror element because it was so good when it was doing that stuff. The jump scares in here were actually good. They weren't just jump scares for the sake of jump scares. There's this one scene that involves a bird that just scared the absolute living daylights out of me. I didn't expect it. And that's good. When I don't expect a jump scare, it's brilliant. Because you're like, boom, oh, it got me. But it wasn't like repetitive. It wasn't like, here's a jump scare, boom. You know how you can watch some of those horror movies and you just get these jump scares and you're like, jump scare, yeah, cool. Oh, jump scare, yeah, cool. And it's like constantly. This one wasn't like boom, you get one out of the blue, like bam, okay, you got me with that one. Build the tension again. Like, when's this gonna happen? Oh no, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Nah, not today. And it just build the tension and then cut it. Boom, gotcha. That to me was really, really good. The characters, there's, I think they spend most of the time on Evie. Evie is the big character that they spend most of the time on with Walt. And I'm not the biggest fan of Walt's character. While I think he does what he needs to do in the movie, he just feels pretty generic and feels like I've seen this over and over again. Like a rich guy that's chiseled, supposed to be like seductive and can easily woo our main character. And that's what happens basically. And I feel like the way that she falls for him is pretty quick. But what I didn't like as well is there's so many red flags that she can clearly see that she doesn't pick up on. Like there's just it's that to me was a bit of an annoying thing. Like, I mean, come on, you can kind of pick up this vibe that's just not right. But that's just like a minor thing for me. Like I said, the pacing was an issue as well for me. I think the final act is just, I don't think it fit. I really don't. There's this weird, like, I don't know. They don't really explain how these two characters come to be what they are. And it feels like, because there's only a handful of vampires. It's not a house full of vampires, which I'm a bit disappointed in. I thought they were all going to be like that. That's why I was hoping, like, she's the only human in a house full of vampires. That is a cool concept. That's a cool idea. And she's watching, like, other people get eaten and stuff like that. Now that would scare the shit out of me. But they don't. There's not even a handful of them. And that to me was a letdown, because they don't explain why these other two are there and what their sole purpose is, and like, who the hell, what the hell's going on here? It's all weird. When the twist does happen, you're kind of like, it's foreshadowed very hard. So it's not really a twist. It's kind of like, okay, I see that coming. But yeah, and then I think the way things ended weren't the best, but hey, it's good enough. It's a decent movie. It's not like top tier for me. I still think it could have been tightened up, a bit shorter, and really ramped up that pacing. But overall, decent movie. I don't have like too much negative. I would recommend this. I think there is a bit of blood and gore and stuff like that, but not over the top. It doesn't really go into like the gory horror stuff. So you're fine with that. So if you look, like, it's just, I don't know. It's good enough to be a horror movie, but then it loses its way. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of the invitation? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. See you guys next video. Till then, stay safe. Peace out.